Backstage, the show where we sit down with local artists and international artists and find out what's going on in their lives and in their careers. On Channel 82, where Bermuda shines through.
Hi, welcome to Backstage. I'm your host, Mr. Magic. My guest today is young Matthew Johnston. Now, I've known this young man since he was a child. I know his parents, I know your brother, you know, and did not know until recently your involvement with Chew Stick and exactly what it is that you do. Because I knew you growing up and you were quiet, reserved, you know, did a little electrical work with your dad, you know, got shocked a couple of times. Still doing it. So yeah, let's talk about what you do, what your niche is in the world of entertainment.
Well, probably for the last 5-6 years I've been heavily into poetry. At first it wasn't really doing spoken word stuff. It was just little things I write. In my last year in Berkeley, actually, that's when I really got into writing. It started off with just one little thing I wrote. Then it just snowballed in a way. I just kept writing.
Do you still have that original writing?
I think I do, somewhere.
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 Okay, because you know you've got to hang on to your writings for later on. It's just like I would tell musicians that would sit down and, like, I'm 12 years old and I wrote a song, and now you're 25 years old, you're trying keep that. You know, that all can be, you know, translated a little bit later on.
Yeah, I still have the original book, so.
Oh, okay, so you got little notes and all that. That's good, that's good. So, okay, so you're doing poetry, spoken word, and also you are a member of the Chew Stick Foundation. You know, had that helped you out to really come out and present yourself as a spoken word artist?
It really did, because I think the first time I actually did poetry in front of people was like in my last year of high school. I latched on to the poetry program that Chew Stick was starting in the schools, and at first I was like, why am I going to do this? I was on the basketball team and I was playing basketball the same day, and I was like, oh, I don't really have to go to that. Sort of nervous about it, but once I got into it, I memorized my first poem. I wrote a good bit and evolved as a writer. And then my cousin Stephen Johnston, he talked me into actually coming to open mic when I was 17. I came to the open mic, did a few poems, and from there it was just like.
And this was original poetry?
Original poems. Okay. Yeah. From there, I just felt like that was my vibe. I'm really into like the arts in general, so just being around Chew Stick, it was beautiful for me.
Okay.
And then, I think 2011 or 2012.
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking myself. It
was 2012. It was 2012.
I think it was 2012.
Yeah, it was 2012. Sure, we'll go with that.
Let's go with 2012. 2012, I ended up going to the Bay Area with Chew Stick for Brave New Voices, which is a spoken word poetry festival competition, I think. Actually, I have on the shirt from last year's one in Philadelphia. Okay. But after that, that was a big turning point for me, and I really
How did you fare in that? I mean, being that sort of competition, would you say you did well? Did you place in any particular category?
That was our first official year, and I would say on a personal level we did well. Okay. Like scoring-wise, we were in the mix a bit. It's not like we took home some big prize, but we, for the first time, it was. But it was
successful
really
based on what you did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you know success is measured in creativity and effort, you know, different things like that. Not necessarily prizes as far as trophies and things like that. So it was successful.
It was really inspirational as well. Right. Going around a bunch of kids between the ages of like 13 to 19, who are very socially aware and open to a lot of things. You learn a lot and just sort of come back with a different perspective on things.
Yeah. So you got to meet, of course, like I said, in that age bracket. You know, have you got lifelong friends from this as well? And still in contact?
I have a good bit of friends from that. Yeah. And even like I was in university at Penn State for a bit. My campus was close to Philadelphia, and the program that was in Philadelphia, I made really good connections with them, networked, and definitely have like lifelong friends and even mentors in a way from that are overseas.
Okay, that is absolutely fantastic that you obtained this knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, now would you say you have a favorite poet? You know, other than yourself. Okay, you can't say yourself. You know,
I'm actually my own worst enemy sometimes.
Of course, you have to be because you're striving for perfection. You know, in your craft.
Yeah.
You know, so well, who would be other than you know?
I always have difficulty with like who's my favorite poet, but I've really gotten into this poet Audre Lorde, as well as Bob Kaufman. He's a sort of unknown beat poet from back in the day. But
He's unknown.
well, not unknown, but like he was sort of considering the beat poets
at
sort of
at the time when it was coming out. Okay.
He was sort of the lesser known of
the group.
Of the group.
Okay.
And well, in the spoken word realm, it's I really got to do it from this poet Joshua Bennett. He's a pretty amazing artist.
Okay. And do you have copies of his work at all, or you know,
I do not, but like
You go
for me,
online,
it was
you can go-
mostly like YouTube videos. And stuff
I
like
was gonna
that.
say, yeah, you can go online and pretty much find out what's going on with
Yeah.
him in there. Other than your creative side of things and your writings, is there anyone else like locally that you would say is like right there on the cusp of becoming this, you know?
Well, in poetry, it would be like I help run Chustik's poetry program now, and my the education director for the program, Aisha Thompson, she's a good friend of mine and also one of an awesome poet, and she's probably up there as people on the cusp as well as recently I've gotten inspired by people like Alan Smith and different other well-seasoned poets in Bermuda that I've gotten the chance to meet through. I actually did a workshop with Department of Community and Cultural Affairs, and at first I was like, whoa, these are poets that have been through the ropes in a way, and I was one of the youngest in the workshop, and from that I drew a lot of inspiration and felt like I was really part of the community.
And you've come up in that area. Okay. We're going to talk a bit more. We'll be back after this, more with Matthew Johnston, spoken word artist and member of Chustik. And also remind the folks that we are sitting in the set designed by Mr. Stephen Ferris of Exclusive Homes on Reed Street. I want to thank them for allowing us to utilize the space for our shoot for season 3. We'll be back right after this.